It is said that wars are only won upon the anvil of honor.
Others believe victory requires strategy and a mastery of power.
War is deception. A game played best from the shadows.
Only strength and raw power can assure total dominance.
Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at another post that was that I caught my attention on Gamer Island. And before I start this, I just want to do some promotion right here about the Warcast, which I was a part of on Saturday. It's basically hosted by FilmThing, and we just talk about Warcraft 3 stuff. What did we play? Speculation. We did talk about a little bit of speculations about Warcraft 4. If it's coming or not, like, because due to some things at BlizzCon this year. And, you know, I will link directly link to the Warcraft cast, which is on his channel, and hopefully we will see more of this. Other guests were Smill and Wrath Icefire, which is the producers or makers of Fall of Draenor. If there's something with Fall of Draenor that you might think they have answered in that video, then you should just go and check that out. I think they answered a lot of cool stuff there. And yeah, let's move on now with the post here. So, the Ashen verdict, and if you don't know what this is, in Wrath of Lich King, when the patch with Iceborne Citadel came, the Ashen verdict was a faction that was formed, which is basically a combined force of the Knights of the Ebon Blade and the Paladins of the Argent Crusade, or the Argent Crusaders regularly. And I'm just going to start reading this post here. Since March allowed SVMS to do what he wants about my suggestion, and there's a new event about Grey joining Pink if Blue dies, I feel like bumping my thread and crashing it back here. Requires at most two remaining Alliance member, usually it's Dalaran and Dwarves who stays loyal, Akros the Ebonhold, and Alexandros Mograine. The Knights of the Ebon Blade suddenly regain their free will and assassinates the remaining Cult of the Damned members like Kel'Thuzad, Darkhan, and Noth. And of course Darkhan is just a demi. Okay. So there are two possible conditions for this in my idea. Once the Senlin and the Undead Trolls gets implemented, Grey can turn Traitor to Blue, requires Blue to have two allies of course. Or once if Blue is defeated, Grey can join the alliance so that the players won't fall, so the player won't fall behind. Which I think is a great idea, but at the same time, you know that if Scourge is failing, it may be that the alliance could win. But of course, it doesn't matter about that now. The units are basically alliance version of Forsaken, except that they can't train abominations, Tulvirs, and ghouls and such. Tulvirs? What is that? Oh, never mind. They also work together with the Argent Dawn, so it shouldn't hurt players about having human units. Peasants, which we of course know. Redeemed Footman, Risen Skeleton. This is the model that I'm reading now. Replaces Ghouls. Redeemed Archer, which is a Skeleton Archer, and replaces the Crypt Fiends. Redeemed Priests, which is a Skeleton Mage, replaces the Damned Mages. Ebon Blade Knight, which I assume is not a demi. I'm not sure. Ashen Smith, Mountain King. Oh, replaces Nerubian Seers. Ashen Priests, which is an apprentice wizard, replaces Necromancers. Serenite War Golem, which is just a War Golem and replaces Abominations. Oh, there we go. So the Ebon Blight might just be the demi. Hawks, which replaces Gargoyles. Ashen Destroyers, which is Dwarf Airship and it basically replaces Frostworms. Steam Tanks, that replaces Meat Wagons. Heroes, even though Alexandros is required for this event, he would be replaced immediately with Darren Mogren at the moment the Ashen verdict starts. Darren Mogren, which has the Arthur's Death Knight skin. Thasarion, which is an Uther Death Knight. Leonide Bartholomew Ladder Death Knight, which is a demi unit. And Trevor, Teron Gorfind, demi hero. Oh, that's a skin right there. Note, if Light Blue goes Risen, Tyrion Forging will join the Ashen verdict. Note, you will lose every unit and building in Scholomance and Drakthron Keep. Either way, they will be destroyed or will be owned by Pink / Blue respectively. Receive a small base in Corn's Crossing as a small defense against Risen / Scarlet Crusade or Blood Elves or both. No, Scourge, not Scar Crusade. What am I saying? Now, I gotta say, I really like this idea. That could be very interesting to see that they could have some more options. I mean, at the moment, they have the option to join Pink with Alexi Barrow, I think. But they still almost remain the same. But of course, it's a second chance for poor Colt if Blue is bad and loses. And because I know about a player in our clan who loves to play Colt, but every time he plays Colt, he always ends up with a bad Blue, because Blue isn't just that easy. You know, if there's a good alliance, you're just gonna be very sorry that if you lose that Lordaeron crown. With the heroes, I really like that you can get, of course, Darren Morgan is the leader of Knights of the Ebon Blade, so it all makes sense. And the same thing if Light Blue goes Risen with Tyrion Fordring, that he gets them, because he's a part of that. Thasarion is a very interesting choice, but I guess since they're going like mostly alliance here, then I understand why, of course, or else they could replace Trevor maybe, or no, not I think Trevor, to get Coltra Deathweaver, which is the Horde version of the. He's the Horde Death Knight that joins the Forsaken, and then we have the Sauron that joins the Alliance. That's how it goes. And with the units, I think it's just very great. I think it's just can work very well, and I would like. That's all I can say about this post. I just really like it. It's a very interesting idea. And I hope it gets considered into the game. It would be awesome to see. About that with he joins the Alliance. I mean, we have to see how that goes if that gets worked on. I'm a bit afraid of that. But I'm gonna end this episode here. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys. Bye bye.